I feel like I should get down on one knee and salute my next guest. He was once a talk TV presenter. Now, apart from being a property expert, minted, he's managed to be elected as a reform councillor.
Why are you
Last time I
laughing?
saw him, and he was absolutely rat-assed at the party conference,
As were you, sir.
And who got you
As
in?
were you,
Who got
sir.
you in the important party?
I did have to stand there like an 18-year-old outside.
My
Duke's
security guy came to
nightclub
me and went,
saying,
"There's a man called Quirk."
Can you ask Mr. Carl if I can come in with my friends, please? And at least you said yes.
Yes, they did. How are you?
I'm very well.
Congratulations. So tell me, you are now a reform councillor. How long did that take?
So there was a by-election called, so the election period was about 5 weeks, so we fought for 5 weeks and we won a very, very safe Conservative seat.
What does that mean,
by
then?
a big margin.
Do you have an office? What do you do? Where do you go?
I do.
As a councillor?
Town hall. There's a town hall, and I go there and I have meetings and I stand up for my residents as a representative and I fight their call. But I am the only reform councillor in Brentwood Council. So
No way.
38 others and me.
Do they hate you?
Already.
Already? Do
Yes,
they really?
Yeah. On day one.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
let's just say I had a
Why?
meeting on day one and I had a bit of a moan about committees. They don't want me to be on any committees. And I said, I don't think that's very democratic. So let me see the rules, can I? And they said, well, I'm not sure they're written down anywhere. I said, well, then it's not a rule, is it?
Ooh.
So here we go.
Good man. And other political aspirations we hear?
I have.
Good. Well, we wish you the best of luck. It's great to have you on. Never wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. As ever on Drive Time, it's not terribly... It doesn't really sit where the excellent Julia sits or the excellent Ian sits. It's more sort of half of what the excellent Mike does. I mean, Kemi Badenoch...
Can you believe she said that? Seriously.
Well,
I mean,
Cameron put his penis in a dead pig's mouth, allegedly. I just said allegedly. You don't need to worry. I've been doing it 30 years.
Yeah,
He allegedly stuck his... Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know there's the
I
story,
didn't.
the allegation, but that he didn't actually talk about that or, have any pictures or anything.
I bet you they're going to bring it up now.
Well, yeah, but what Kemi Badenoch has done is basically, again, to reduce politics to the gutter.
Yes.
By calling on or labelling her political colleague, potentially the future Prime Minister of this country.
Political colleague?
Yeah, they're all politicians together, aren't they?
Oh, I thought you were talking about a merger.
No, but I mean, in terms of being a peer, small p, within the House of Commons, and has descended the political labelling, the talk, to that of the gutter. I think it's absolutely outrageous. And how do the public feel about this? I mean, I know she's got a cheap laugh about it.
She laughed at her own joke, which, by the way, never works.
But and of course, what we also know, of course, is that, did she really write this impassioned, funny speech with all these new announcements? She didn't, did she?
I think it's quite interesting. We've got a bit of time with you. We're going to talk about, because you are a property expert, we'll talk about stamp duty in a tick. For me, she's on a sticky wicket in that I just feel like, Russ, she'll forever be playing catch-up.
Yep.
She'll always be seen as reactive rather than proactive. If Nigel Farage wasn't on the scene and this had been done 6 months ago, actually, that's the stamp duty thing's a good shout.
Or ideally, when they were in government, that would be nice, when they actually had the power to do it.
So there we have it.
But they only had 14 years. I think it takes perhaps longer than 14 years to
You've
actually
only been
form
a councillor for a week
policy.
and you've turned into a Saki man already, haven't you? So she announced, pledged to abolish stamp duty on primary residences to allow millions to get on the property ladder. Obviously, it's stamp duty is a tax on property purchases we pay in England and Northern Ireland. It was called stamp duty, it's called land tax. It's quite a large amount of money and causes many, many problems. She says that it should be the right of people to own their own home. She says this is fully costed. She says, and I quote, that a shadow cabinet has raised a plan to save £47 billion to pay for this. That will be done by cutting the welfare budget. Again, should have been done when they were in power. As a property expert, first up, this is a good thing, isn't it?
So it's a good thing, but it's also a gimmick. Lots and lots of property people have been calling, really, for the abolition of stamp duty for many, many years. It is an obstacle. It's an obstacle to property purchase, especially in the southeast, where property prices are higher, because obviously it's based on a threshold. So previously or currently, you only pay stamp duty over £125,000 as a threshold. It's been played around with for years. There's been stamp duty holidays. There's been a tweaking in terms of the thresholds by way. Now, if you buy the sort of property that would befit your status, Jeremy, up there in the millions, you pay, if it's a second home, if you're a foreign buyer and it's above £1.5 million, the rate of stamp duty is 18%. It's abhorrent, of course it is. However, this is A, something they could have done previously when in government, but B, you can tell it's just a gimmick because it's literally been plucked out of the air. It doesn't even look like it's been costed. Now, I know
she says
Kemi says
been
it's coming out the 47, but how much heavy lifting is that £47 billion doing, I wonder? What about all the other announcements that we've heard and we're about to hear? The tax take from stamp duty is £15 billion a year. Even if it's only on primary purchase and not secondary, it's still going to cost £10 billion £500. So I'm not a fan of stamp duty. Stamp duty was actually introduced to fund a war on France, would you believe, in the 16th century.
Excellent, well done, let's keep it.
And I'm not sure, maybe that is going to happen, but I think we're probably not in danger of that particular occurrence anymore. Look, this is gesture politics. It's an easy, gimmicky win for Kemi Badenoch, but the other problem is, of course, yes, it encourages purchase, but do you know in 2024 there were more first-time buyers almost than ever? About 60% of all purchases in Britain were from first-time buyers. They actually don't need that much help. I mean, I'll get shot down in flames on social media for saying this now, Jez, but they don't need that much help. First-time buyers are buying.
Surely,
no,
come
the
on.
stats,
People,
the data
all right,
says so.
But people are struggling to
but
get
the problem,
on the property
what we need to
ladder
fix,
and to move.
But let me move on to the real problem. It's not demand, it's supply of new homes.
Yeah.
This government came into government saying, we're going to build 350,000 new homes. Do you know how many they built in year one of the Labour
Not many, but I do
160,000.
I know that the Environment Secretary said it was his #1 priority, having taken over from Farage.
And Steve Reid thinks that by saying build, baby, build, it's going to get houses built.
Then his own constituency 2 weeks ago discovered that he voted against 237 houses.
Exactly. So
When we come back, just think on this, as you are a property expert, would it not force house prices up? Would the industry not go, oh my God, we're going to miss out on this?
Well, no, not the industry, but the natural laws of supply and demand, yes, because if there's more demand and no more supply, then it's going to push prices up, which then in itself makes it more
What are you
unaffordable.
not good at? Porsche driver, reform councillor,
Politics.
property magnate.
Biochemistry, haven't done that yet.
Also television. Back in 3.